There's Joe.
There's Joe.
So there's better oxygen lower to the ground. That's where I was.
Yeah. Particularly at these higher altitudes. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, beginning of day 62. We had a good night in the shelter last night. Really good call on Joe's part for us to pull up short there. We got there again about 1 and it started raining probably about 2, and then it was just off and on and rained through the night right up till probably about, I don't know, 5 in the morning.
Yeah, there was a good kind of dump of just before we got up. So,
yeah. Right now we're looking pretty good. It's pretty overcast and cloudy, but not supposed to rain. It's supposed to be pretty windy. But met a couple great guys in the shelter last night, Mike and Don from Richmond, that are out section hiking. They've been section hiking together since '94. They've known each other for over 60 years. So anyways, it was a real good conversation with them. As he said, it was nice to meet somebody close to their age that could relate to the challenges of hiking old.
Yeah. Both ex-Marines and worked hard, and man, they were built just strong as you know.
Yeah, a couple great guys who enjoyed the fellowship and conversations. We are headed into Cornwall Bridge, only about 12 miles today. So we're hoping to get there about noon, and then we'll grab a hotel and do all of our in-town stuff, resupply, eat.
Shower.
And shower. Yeah, shower might be before some of the eating. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. And then probably more important part, or just as important, is laundry. Yeah. So
pretty much everything we have is damp because of sweating, or just because the humidity's been so bad the last few days.
Yeah, and the rain
even the
yesterday.
Stuff in your bag that's inside your pack, you pull it out, it's supposed to be dry. It's like, you know.
Yeah, it just starts sucking in that humidity. So that's one of the things we'll do. We get the hotel room, we just pull everything out, including the sleeping bag, and just let things kind of dry out. But anyway, so that's our plan for the day. Hopefully the weather will hold out. It's supposed to be a wind advisory, so we're going to try hard to get over this ridge before that hits.
Should have been a bug advisory.
I know.
These guys are out.
The gnats are out pretty bad here.
They're the kind that bite.
Yeah. So, but luckily, I just kind of pointed them toward Joe, and they seem to go his way.
I bite them back.
Yeah. Tasty.
Yeah.
So, all right, we will see you all a little bit later.
Happy trails. Sitting here with my buddy David. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Enjoying the fact there's some sunshine that's peeking out every now and then.
And we're on the top of Caleb's Peak, looking down on the city of Kent in Connecticut. And that's the Housatonic River, if you can see it off in the distance. And pretty soon we'll be down the mountain hiking along next to it. It's kind of nice view here. It's kind of a good change from the stuck in the clouds we had yesterday afternoon in the rain. This gentleman David is doing a great job of leading us down the mountain. And up the mountain. And across the mountain.
We're motivated today.
Yeah.
Today's town day.
Town day.
Food.
Alright. So cue up some motivational music there, Christy, as we think about the food.
Reached the flat part here. Walking along the Housatonic River. Got a nice run here. I think it's about 4.5 miles, a relatively flat trail.
So we're right next to the Housatonic River. I don't know, David, the elevation like 500 or something. It's really low, and it's just amazing. If you remember some of the pictures and video from earlier, most of the trees are barren, but down here, the trees are coming in, and if you look on the trail, it's just everything is greened up. The bushes are the leaves are pretty much all come in on the bushes. The grass is in. There's little flowers. Trees are starting to leave out. So it's just a huge difference from where we were camping last night. Just being up at 1,000, 1,500 feet is a big difference because you get the wind and a little bit colder temperature, so it lags behind a little bit. So down here at these elevations, we can actually get a little bit more shade now. And it's just amazing. And this hike along the Housatanic's been, it's about a 4.5 mile hike, and you basically follow it upstream. It's sort of like, think of the Toccoa River coming out of Lake Blue Ridge, flowing north up to Tennessee. It's a bit bigger than that, but maybe some of that's just because there's so much water in it right now. But it's wide, railroad track on one side, a few houses here and there, but on this side, haven't seen really any houses. It's just been a nice, level, easy walk where we can haul butt if we want. And here comes another white blaze to remind us we're on the AT. We're arriving at the hitching post. This is where my boots have been shipped. This place has got it going on. Let's go see what we can get done here. Boots, room, shower, laundry. Let's hope. Let's hope. Is this it, David? This is the place?
This is the place.
All right, let's see what can happen.
What can possibly happen? All right, well, hello everybody. This is the wrap up for day 62.
April 30 maybe?
April 30, the end of April.
End of April.
Boy, that's hard to believe.
Definitely not.
We've actually been out here 2 months and almost 9 weeks. So, pretty amazing. We're still alive.
We're still alive, and we are down to about only 710 miles-ish to go.
Yeah. So, today was pretty good. We got out about 6:30. I think we did a little video this morning talking about a couple of hikers that came in later into the shelter, Mike and Don. A little side story with that, which was cool. They found a headlamp in the shelter, and they thought it was ours, and they were going back to their car today. So we had told them where we were going to be, the fact that we were coming into Cornwall and staying at the hotel here. Anyways, they drove it over here to the hotel thinking it was ours, and left it at the hotel and told them to give it to us, which ultimately wasn't our headlamp, but that was just awesome.
It's just what character to go ahead and go out of their way to try to get something to us and things, and left us a really nice note on the box and things. And it was one that somebody else had left at the shelter, was hanging there, but they didn't know we knew that. They just thought I'd left it behind because that's where all my stuff was scattered all over the shelter.
So anyways, thanks guys. We really do appreciate the concern for that. But we left out of there about 6:30, got a good early start, had a tough climb first thing in the morning, and then once we get up on the ridge line, it wasn't too bad. There were wind advisories that were going to be kicking in. I think they said at 10 a.m. and I think that pushed back a little bit because we never really got any super strong winds until maybe toward the end.
It got a little gusty towards the end and stuff, but it wasn't too bad, and we ended up with this great 4.5 mile walk along the Housatonic River. And you could see the river most of the way. It was very much, we talked about it in the video.
Yeah, you saw some of the videos of it.
It was just nice.
Yeah, it was nice again after all of our whining and complaining.
To let our legs run there.
To let our legs run.
And then we got about a 0.9 mile walk into town to the hotel, which is along the road, a little busy, but not too bad. And a chance to have lunch and then go back and have dinner.
And we did a short resupply. The place here is not a real grocery store, but they had enough of what we needed to get us through. I think we're going to try to go to Great Barrington and actually there's a true grocery store there, and we'll do a full resupply. And that's, what do we say, 3 days? I think we're planning to get to there.
We got to figure out, we're going to meet some friends of ours from Woodstock, Georgia, who that originally from New York and moved back there years ago. We're going to meet them at some point. So when we do the resupply, we'll figure out the timing of when we're going to see them, so we don't carry too much food.
Right. So yeah, that's our plan. We're hoping that out of Great Barrington, the next thing would be to be able to hook up with them and go from there. So, but yeah, good day. We ended up doing 12 miles ish, somewhere in that range. Again, we've had a couple of light days here the last 2 days, just trying to plan it to where we would get into here, and the weather was much better today. It was overcast, never rained, but it was, the sun would poke out every now and then. But it was nice.
It cooperated, and the rocks kind of, for the most part, dried off fairly early in the morning. We had a couple hours of having to be really careful, but
yeah, we had a tough climb in the morning, and then a tough climb down in the afternoon coming off the ridge line, and had to be really careful with some slippery rocks and leaves and that kind of stuff.
But all our training in Rock, Sylvania really helped out.
It paid off. We didn't fall at all. Well, I may have fallen once. Kind of sat on my butt. Just kind of realized that what I was doing was not going to work, and my only option was either sit down or go forward.
Bail.
I bailed. I pushed the bail button and just sat down on a rock to regain my composure. So, again, tomorrow, maybe a light day. One of the things in Connecticut is that they say you can only camp in specified spots. You can't just pick a spot along the trail and camp. So that makes it even tougher between the shelters and the campsites that they have along the way. Then you're into gauging your miles based on what they've got, and it looks like the only way we can see that we do 10 tomorrow or we do 20.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, looking at the terrain, 20 could be pretty difficult. So we may end up pulling up short with 10, which will then set us up nicely for the next couple days.
Yeah, it'll time us out real nice for shelters and then getting into Great Barrington, and then even coming out of Great Barrington. So if you can get synced up with those tent sites or the shelters where you're allowed to camp, it works out pretty well.
Right. So we'll see how that goes, but it could be a light day for us. But again, that kind of fits into, getting our feet rested up. They're still pretty sore just from all the pounding we've done over the last couple of weeks. So we're actually, Joe mentioned the friends in New York. We may actually take a day off, or maybe even two, just to kind of take a rest before we start hitting into the last big 3 states, or even Massachusetts, last 4 big states. We've only got, maybe 15 miles, 20 miles of Connecticut left. Connecticut's fairly short. I think it's only 50 total. So we'll be quickly into Massachusetts. So anyways, that's pretty cool. But I think that's about it. A great hotel. This is what's it called? The Hitching Post?
Hitching Post, yeah.
And it's your typical motel that you would find along a highway that, the rooms are kind of spread out in a kind of a ranch format.
You can park in front of your room.
Yeah, and park in front of your room, that kind of stuff. But really nice. Yeah. The rooms are nice. They're clean. The lady was extremely helpful and friendly. And so for anybody that's, thinking of staying here, I think it was really good. There's a country market just 2/10 of a mile down the road, which is again where we ate and where we did some resupply. They had great food.
Great deli,
great deli.
And for the size of the store that they were, they had a pretty good selection. You had bug repellent, you had your personal items for bathrooms and stuff like that, deodorant things, and they had great selection of snacks and chips and drinks, and they also, and they even had they had some North Sides and ramen and Pop Tarts and stuff like that. So we were able to do enough to get us by for a few days. It wouldn't be some of the things that we normally might do. The giant bags of beef jerky and things like that they didn't have, and the breakfast essentials, some of those things. But they had enough that you need a few days resupply. They can handle it for you. Plus the deli, you can always get some from their menu to take with you too. Cheesecake too. I had cheesecake.
You gotta have cheesecake.
It was good.
Cheesecake.
I gotta confess. So I had this chocolate milk too, and the chocolate milk was pretty big, but it was. I looked at the calories and the proteins. Oh, well, that's pretty good. And I realized, oh wait, that's for 1 serving, but the container was 4 servings worth, and I drank the whole thing. So 720 calories of chocolate milk with a lot of protein and the other things that went with it.
Oh, you got your dairy intake.
Yeah, my dairy intake.
You got your dairy intake.
Had my yogurt. So
vitamin D. So one thing they didn't have was fuel, but there is a an outfitter right across the street. Now, it mainly focuses on fishing, but they did have fuel there. They had some of the jet boil small end and the larger canisters. So if you're coming through and looking for fuel, that's probably a great place to be.
Yeah, that covers that. That's
Right.
important.
Right. So, all right. Well, that's about it. We're going to try to get back to the trail. I think they're going to shuttle us back about 7:30.
Yep.
So we'll probably be on the trail about 8, and then we will go from there. Like I said, right now we're saying only 10, and we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
But again, it could be a fairly light day for us. But it's going to be a beautiful day the next 2 days. So we don't want to waste the beautiful day. But
We could
we'll
be
just see
in
how
the
it goes.
sun and take a nap.
Yeah.
While the bugs attack us.
I know that while the bugs attack us.
the bugs have made their presence.
Yes, the
well
bugs
known
are starting
now.
to come out and they're starting to bite. So, yeah, we're starting to feel that a little bit.
We got to adjust our game plan.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, well, we'll leave it there. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you in the morning.
Happy trails.